Welcome in everybody to Betting Pros. This is BP NFL. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. It's time to look ahead to Week 11. The best bets we could possibly make. Patrick Mahomes is an underdog. I'm going to be on that yet again. And I am back and refreshed from vacation. I haven't seen you two in a few days. Well, actually, that's not true. I saw Andrew Erickson yesterday. But Terrell Furman, I missed you so much. I hope you had a wonderful Week 10. I hope you missed me, buddy. I know you've been busy with the NBA, but
No,
NFL
I didn't.
always
Not
has
at
your
all.
attention. Oh, ow, hurtful. Why? It's because no one held you accountable? Is that what it is? I heard you on the meeting, by the way, throwing out, yeah, I'm just busy, whatever. I was 4-2 last week. I was
4-1.
Okay,
4-1.
I was 11-3 last week, okay, including Monday Night Football, and I didn't say it on the meeting only because I didn't want to blow up your spot. That's just the truth.
No. What's the percentages of that? What's the better percentage there? I might not have gotten that many bets, but the percentage was pretty high.
All right, well, we're splitting hairs
here,
here, and I don't have many hairs left to split. Andrew Erickson, I know we're looking ahead to this week, and certainly a fun week of games too. A lot of big time games too, kicking off with a Thursday night or two. So let's get into it here and let's begin. Before we do, just a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Betting Pros app wherever you get your apps from, iOS, Android. We got them all there. Sync your sportsbooks for free. Use the tools that we're giving you here at Betting Pros, the prop bet cheat sheet, the prop bet analyzer, all the free tools, the betting systems. You can find winning trends and be profitable because that's what this is all about. So if you haven't already, now is a great time. You also get the trial of the premium tools going for it right now. So I know a lot of you out there might be waning in fantasy a little bit, and this is a time to really focus on your betting because not only do we have amazing stuff left the NFL season, but we got the NFL playoffs and the college football playoffs, which are going to be wild this year. So a lot of incredible stuff left to do. So Erickson, let's kick things off here. I'm going to start with you here. And because I know you and Terrell both have the same deal here today, which is you're talking about Browns. So let's talk about it.
I think the Browns are going to win. That's what I think. I think the Browns are going to beat the Dan Rizzi-led Saints because the dead cat bounce is not going to last for more than a week. You're going to go from Dan Rizzi to Dan Fizzy because it's going to fizzle out. That's what's going to happen here. So I think that the process, again, look at Derek Carr as a favorite. He is one of the worst quarterbacks to back as a favorite, 36% against the spread. And I really like the Cleveland Browns defense in this spot. Even in their loss the last time they played against the Los Angeles Chargers, a lot of that came on blown coverages, right? So I think their defense is still one of the best in the league. I think it's getting underrated. I don't think it's getting enough credit for what it's been able to do against teams like the Cincinnati Bengals and like the Eagles, like the Baltimore Ravens. They've slowed down those offenses to some extent. And now they're facing Derek Carr and the Saints, where the number one wide receiver is Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Like that is the Saints' number one, besides obviously Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara. So I think the Browns defense is not getting enough credit here. So I like them going on the road to get an upset win. Again, it's a close spread, but Jameis Winston, you got the revenge game narrative. He's not afraid to go into New Orleans and come away with the win. He's that's where he's most comfortable eating W's, is in New Orleans in the Dome. So I like Winston, especially. I also like the Browns running game here with Nick Chubb off the bye week. I think that he's going to be a little bit healthier, and the Saints, we've seen a team that you can definitely run the ball on. So I like the advantages kind of on all facets from the Browns side of things. I just think you're going to see the things regress to the mean a little bit with the Saints team after they had their big win after they fired Dennis Allen.
Terrell, how much do you want to hear Andrew say for shizzle after he did what he did at the beginning of that Browns rant? Just curious.
I actually could be a lot better if I never heard him ever say it again. Like
I don't know. I kind of feel like we all deserve it.
No.
Terrell, they're going on the road. I know they're coming off a bye. Andrew makes a lot of good reasons why people should be on the Browns. You are also on the Cleveland Browns this week. I understand you get that one bounce after the coach. Everybody knows it's my favorite thing to bet, and I bet it last week too. But why doesn't it extend this week in your opinion? Why do you like the Browns also?
Because if you don't remember, the Saints lost 7 straight games before that. They're not a good football team.
Yes.
They're legitimately not straight. This team lost to the Panthers. And there's only a few teams, my New York Giants included, that can say they lost to the Panthers. Like, this team lost to the Panthers, and not only just the Panthers. This is a Bryce Young-led Panthers team. You know, they're again, only 2 teams can say they lost to the Bryce Young-led Panthers this season, and the Saints are one of them. I backed them last week. I backed the new head coach last week and all that, and the Falcons being a bad football team, as I knew they are. But this Saints team is horrible. They're 31st in rush DVOA. Bijan, in a loss, torched them for 116 and 2 touchdowns. So, yes, you look at Nick Chubb, his 4th game coming back from injury. Look at his touches. 11, 16, 15. I think now, coming off of a bye, more rest, this is his 4th game. He's going to start getting closer to that 20-touch territory. And this is where he really starts to wear down a defense. Also, look at the last 5 games. 141 yards per game given up on the ground. That's 27th in the NFL. 253.7 yards per game given up in the passing game. That is also 27th in the NFL. The Saints defense is horrible. They traded away one of their best defenders, and they're not going anywhere fast. Meanwhile, this is the team that Jameis would love to play against, a team that is bad on defense and can't capitalize off of turnovers. That is the perfect Jameis Winston defense to go against. Jameis Winston is going to have a great day. Pencil him in for 250, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Easy. Jameis Winston has a day. He leads this team. I think you can please this. If you sat here and told me you were going to take Browns -5, -6, I would tell you that's a good deal. I don't think the Saints are in this at all.
All right, so everybody's in on the Browns this week. Let's get to another one here. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big matchup here for them against the Ravens. I know Andrew and I were talking about this earlier on the Look Ahead show. We had a lot of feelings about this where it doesn't feel like the same sort of matchup that it might have in the past, where typically these play to the under when these two teams match up. Just the way the Ravens secondary has played this year, and also recently the way Russell Wilson has really made a thing of George Pickens, and they seem to be airing the ball out here a little bit more aggressive in the passing attack. So with all that being said, in Pittsburgh, what do you think about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Ravens in Week 11?
So I think that you guys were on the right track. You were looking at the wrong thing, because this game has been the same game for years. Mike Tomlin, 59.8% ATS as a dog. Since 2008, if you look at this game, this series, just these series, Steelers versus the Ravens, favorites of 3 or more in this series are 218-2 ATS since 2008. Anytime they give anybody any type of credibility in this series, they're shot. Mike Tomlin, 22-10-2 as a divisional dog in the AFC North. There's really nothing to talk about here. I mean, everything points to Tomlin. Harbaugh is 0-10-2 against Tomlin as a favorite. Like, you have this defense that is absolutely playing lights out right now, and a Ravens defense that can't stop the pass for anything. I think Pickens is going to have a good day. I think Mike Williams is going to have another good day and be able to get more than just the one long bomb for a touchdown to win the game. There's nothing to talk about. Lamar Jackson, 4 games as a starter versus Pittsburgh Steelers. He's 1-3 straight up, throwing 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. The Steelers have won the last 5 meetings outright as a dog versus this team. I believe in Tomlin. I am the Tomlin apologist. I am the Tomlin degenerate. I am everything Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is going to go in here and he's going to show why you don't continue to make him a dog at home.
So you think they cover, but you don't think they win?
No, they win outright. Why did they win outright?
I got Steelers +3 here is what you're saying.
Joe. I can put Steelers +3. I play all my dogs on the money line because I know
you do that on principle. I know your principles, but I'm talking about
Steelers
your gut.
+3.
I'm talking about what you believe here, because
I think
honestly, I understand your process.
I think they're going to win. I think they cover +3. If I think they're going to win, I think they cover +3. So why would I not put +3?
Sure, that's fair enough.
So
I just want to go where everybody's.
I play.
I know you do.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
For Terrell. Not do this. Does Mike Tomlin win Coach of the Year? Yes or no?
Probably not.
Why?
Because
he's never won it. He's never won it.
Because Dan Campbell probably gets the 1 seed, and if the Detroit Lions get the 1 seed, then Dan Campbell's winning Coach of the Year. I mean, the Detroit Lions didn't win a single game for a whole football season. Like, that happened. They did not win a single game for a whole football season. And through the time, they finally found themselves a coach, and Dan Campbell somehow muscles this team to number 1 in the NFC. I think it's going to go to Dan Campbell if they're number 1. But if they fall off, I think Tomlin is a nice play. But I just don't think they're going to give it to Tomlin.
I'm where Terrell is on that one if we're going to talk about
what if the Steelers are the number 2? I mean, it's always about what the coach does with the least amount, but he had no quarterbacks, and then he brought in Fields.
He's got the Bill Belichick going for him. Everybody knows he's a great coach.
But he's never won the award, though. That's the thing.
But they all know he's a great coach. They all understand this. So why did he win the
award?
He doesn't have voter. I mean, I'm telling you,
there is no voter fatigue because he
think he should win. I think he should win. He's not going to win.
We'll be back after this quick break from Undisputed with Terrell Furman and Andrew Erickson.
I think he should win. I do. But I'm being a realist.
Well, he's not
and
even
I
the number
think
one on
that
the
they
board,
want
guys.
to
Neither
give
of the
Dan
guys you're
Campbell
talking
this
about.
award.
Guys, neither of the one you're talking about is on the board. Dan Quinn is the number one guy on the board right now.
You mean the guy
And
that
honestly,
just got beat by Mike
Yeah,
Tomlin?
by Mike
he
Tomlin.
might have just got beat by Mike
okay,
Tomlin, but if he beats the Eagles, and hold on a second, if he beats the Eagles and then he goes on to actually win this division, yeah, he's gonna win this award with a
What if
rookie
the Steelers
quarterback.
beat the Ravens to win the division and they beat the Chiefs
Just saying.
in week 17.
And look, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Jim Harbaugh doesn't sneak in the back door of this award either. If the Chargers
I think
make the playoffs
he
too.
should be in it too.
I'm just
He's
saying
just-
he's
they're
going
not
to be in
gonna
that
be able-
conversation.
The
All right,
AFC.
so we talked about the Steelers. The one thing I hate talking about is the Miami Dolphins. Everyone knows they're dead to me. I don't care. I just stay away from all the Dolphins. And I'm going to continue to do that. But Andrew Erickson, you might somehow renew my faith maybe in getting involved in a Dolphins game.
Yeah, because I'm going to bet against the Dolphins. That's what I'm going to do here. I'm
Okay.
going Raiders plus 7.5. The Raiders are a team, like, they're not great, but they somehow find ways to cover spreads, right? Cover the spread 8 of their last 13 games. Cover the spread 5 of their last 8 road games. Miami is 0-4. Actually, in their last 5 home games, they have not covered a single spread. So Miami, this team that's supposedly supposed to play better at home, whether it's been Tua, whether it's been some backup quarterback, it doesn't matter. They have failed to hit the number that the sportsbooks have laid out for them. So it's funny because this matchup happened last year too. The Raiders went on the road to play the Miami Dolphins. They were 13.5-point underdogs, and they covered because they lost by a touchdown. That Dolphins team was way better than this Raiders team last year, and they couldn't get it done there. So I'm trying to look and see, what's the difference, right? I mean, yes, the spread is a little bit tighter this time, but it's still by a touchdown or more. And in that game last year, first half, it was 14-13 in favor of Miami. So it was a close game. So I just don't see what's convincing me about Miami that this team is so good. This team should be favored by a touchdown plus against any NFL team not named the Carolina Panthers. So the Raiders have shown enough this year coming off a bye week. Again, going back to, we brought this up last week when talking about the 49ers, and had they made just any of those field goals, they would have been fine covering that spread because you're looking at a team off a bye week, which is the Las Vegas Raiders, playing a team that's playing off a Monday night football game. Like, the rest advantage is clearly in favor of the Las Vegas Raiders. So I don't care that they're playing on the road. I think this is just way too many points for an overrated Dolphins team at home. Give me the Raiders.
All right. Again, I have zero faith in the Miami Dolphins, but the only thing maybe I have less faith in is the Raiders. I don't know. So I'm going to stay away from this one, but it's a good argument. I like where your head's at. Another way you can get in on a lot of good arguments, just like we're getting into here, and also a lot of good facts, is bettingpros.com/chat. Our Discord is live. It's huge. We got so many folks in there talking NFL betting, talking NBA betting. If you want to go talk betting, hang out, maybe get some picks too from some people like some experts like Matt Peralt, this is the way to go. bettingpros.com/chat. Join our Discord. It's free, and our community continues to grow. And another way too to make all of your picks count is our contest. NFL contest is running right now. bettingpros.com/NFL contest. We're doing weekly prizes, monthly prizes, and all you have to do is make picks. You don't even have to make a bet. So even if you say, Joe, I can't bet in my state, it doesn't matter, because you can get the opportunity to win cool stuff. Just download the Betting Pros app, sync your sports books for free if you can, and if you can't, just make picks at bettingpros.com/NFL contest, or just go to the community tab and hit NFL contest and join today. All right, let's get to the next one on the docket here. Andrew Erickson, let's start with you. It's a big number here for the Lions and Jags, 13.5 here for the Lions. Now, last time they had a number this big, well, they covered it threefold against the Tennessee Titans. Mac Jones is playing quarterback. So what do you want to do this week? You want to go ahead here and get onto the Detroit Lions bandwagon, or are you just looking for a different way to approach this game?
I'm taking the over. I'm taking the over at 46.5 points because you pointed it out, Joe. I got multiple outs here. First of all, the Lions can just cover the spread or cover the total by themselves. So I don't even need Jacksonville to do
true.
anything.
And for record, they would have last time against the Titans. So
yeah, exactly. So they put up 50 burger on the Tennessee Titans at home in another favorable spot. So, I mean, if Mac Jones can just get 10 points, like, that's all I need. That's all I need from Mac Jones in this Jaguars offense. So I like the over here. Again, going back to the trends at Ford Field, the Coors Field of the NFL, I've never seen a total in Detroit that I didn't like betting the over on. As the Undertaker, it's very out of my character and personality, but I just can't stop. I can't help myself from betting overs when it comes to the Detroit Lions when they're playing at home. Let's look. The last 23 home games for the Detroit Lions, the average 54.5 points. 74% of the games have scored at least 51 points. We're getting a closing total that's 46.5. Yeah, I get that it's the Jaguars, but we get the Lions offense. Again, they covered this number by themselves the last time they were this heavy as a favorite at home. So, and I think the Jaguars can at least do enough on offense. You know, you get a pass interference here or there, you run into the end zone, you get 10 points, and then we're cooking with gas. So Detroit's going to put up 30 plus at least. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars can put up 10, 14, whatever. So I'm going to take the over here, 46.5, Lions and Jags.
So no concerns regarding the last time you saw Jared Goff throwing all those picks, right? That's just in distant memory for you?
I mean, that has to be the most outlier of outlier games. I mean, he was basically breaking every completion record leading up to that game, and he had more interceptions in that one game than he did the entire season.
What was a Hail Mary?
I agree. I'm with you. I'm just asking the question. That's my job to ask the question.
I'm not going to be swayed by a very outlier performance.
Because I'm sure a lot of folks listening are thinking about that. One game that I'm definitely in on as well this week is the Denver Broncos. And Terrell, you and I see this one the same. I know you've been tough on the Falcons all year, and I think rightfully so.
Not tough.
He's been honest.
Not tough?
I've been honest. I've been honest. Very honest about where the Falcons are this season. Have I been wrong?
About the Falcons this year, not very often. Not very often about.
They're not good.
They're not consistent. That's for sure.
No, they're not. I think
they might not be good, but they're probably going to win this division by default. So you're going to see them in the playoffs, whether you like it, and maybe you do like it.
Well, Tampa Bay, I think, can figure things out here once Mike Evans comes back.
Don't bring up Mike Evans to Joe. Joe's not a believer in Mike Evans.
Is coming back.
No, Mike Evans. That's a song. Mike Evans is going to come back and bring this
next
team
on Undisputed. Mike Evans.
Will he come back? Will Mike Evans return? Find out. Will we
lead the Bucs to a division title?
Who knows?
I mean, the reason that the Bucs are in the division are because the Falcons are going to lose this game and give them even more of a chance to be in the division. Let's talk about
Denver Broncos at home, 2.5-point favorites. I agree with this line. I think it's correct. I think that Denver actually wins this game pretty well and handily. So how do you want to approach this one? You just going with the -2.5, or do you want to tease it, or are you feeling like really strong about the Broncos, or you just want to play it safe with the 2.5?
I'll take the 2.5. And I mean, if you please it, I mean, we don't even have to tease. Like, we don't tease through zero. But if you want to please it up, then I think that there's a chance that the Falcons are going to look really, really bad in this game, because this Denver Broncos defense is legit. They very, very smother. They get to the quarterback. They're third in the league in sacks. I think they're second overall in sacks per game, which is really, really killing my New York Giants to lead the league in sacks prop, by the way, because they're right there on their heels. And I think that they're going to rack up a few here today with the traffic cone and Kirk Cousins playing quarterback. So here we go. They can't stop the run, the Falcons. They give up 129.4 rushing yards per game. They really are abysmal versus the pass. And the only thing that could possibly help them is if they got pressure to Bo Nix and were able to force Bo Nix into bad throws. Well, guess what? The Falcons can't get pressure. They can't get to the quarterback. I mean, you're literally sitting there for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds and get whenever chance you want to throw the football. So I think Bo Nix is going to look better than advertised today. And again, this is somebody who is not a Bo Nix supporter, but yet I keep backing this Broncos team because Sean Payton has them playing really, really good against the Falcons team that isn't. So it's very simple to me. I think this line is way off. I think the Broncos are going to go in here. They're going to win, and I'm not even going to sweat this.
All right. Not even sweating it a little bit. All right. Let's talk about a game that I'm sweating, because I already spoke to Andrew. This game reeks of 4 outcomes to me, and I don't like that. I look at the Chargers and Cincinnati Bengals, and I see a universe where this is an ugly game. I see a universe where this is a high-scoring game. I see a universe where it's a one-sided game on either side. That's 4 outcomes. I hate that. Don't care for it. Don't like it at all. Don't trust the Cincinnati Bengals secondary. I don't trust a lot of what I see sometimes in the Chargers offense. That being said, this is practically a pick'em. It's -1.5 at home for the Chargers here. So what do you see in terms of value that you are approaching in this one? And where's your confidence level? Because it looks like you're on the Chargers this week.
Yeah, I feel perfectly fine about being the Chargers. I am just out on the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't think that they're that good of a team, honestly. And if you don't have a defense that they can exploit, they're not going to win games. They're not even going to be in the games. I mean, they had every single opportunity on Thursday Night Football. Given every opportunity and every single chance that they gave the Ravens to be in that game, they gave it to them. Big play here or there. Couldn't get a stop. trying to sit there and go for a 2-point conversion, trying to win the game and don't get it. Like there was so many opportunities for them to actually go out there and win that game at 6 points dogs, and they just continued to fumble it away because they couldn't stop anybody on defense. I think that this Chargers offense has started to look a little bit better as the year goes on. And the fact is, you don't have to score many points when your defense isn't giving up 3 touchdowns. They haven't given up 3 touchdowns in a game all season. The highest score that anybody has scored on this Chargers team is 20 when Justin Fields did it. Not even Russ, Justin Fields. I mean, come on, guys. I am so bought in on Jim Harbaugh just taking a team that last year had the exact same pieces on it. I mean, Quentin Johnston is somebody that people are talking about in game plans now. Like, this is literally a completely different Chargers team, and it's because of the man at top. I think that they're going to play well. I think that Cincinnati is a dumpster fire, and they're probably going to move on from their coach after this season. So they're going to lose this game. Give me Chargers laying 1.5.
All right, so that's where Terrell's at right now. I don't know if they're going to move on from their coach, though. They really played for Zach Taylor last year, especially when things went down. I mean, I don't think it's a Zach Taylor problem. I think it's a general manager personnel problem. They're not doing a good job of replacing guys like Jesse Bates and, all the pieces they've lost in the secondary over the years. They haven't done a good job of drafting and replacing those guys. So,
but you don't think Zach Taylor has anything to say about the personnel coming in?
Here's where, that is a really tough division. Like, let's say Stefanski goes, which again, I don't think he should. I think Stefanski is a really good head coach. I think Stefanski was in an impossible situation where the organization is pressing him to continue to play Deshaun Watson, and there's just nothing you can do here. If you dropped a capable quarterback, if you dropped Jaden Daniels all of a sudden as the rookie young quarterback to Cleveland, we'd be talking about them as the it girl team of 2024. But that's not the case. But if he's gone, again, you're also going into a division where you're looking up at the Ravens, you're looking up at the Steelers, and either, again, the Cincinnati Bengals, another team where it has Joe Burrow on it. So tough to come into a situation where you want to go into that job. It's also tough to come into Cincinnati. I think even though you have the quarterback and Jamar Chase, again, I think you stay with what you got because there's going to be a lot of coaching changes this year. And I don't know if you want to get into that pool chasing 1 or 2 guys that actually might be good head coaches. That's my only thing with that. Let's talk about the New England Patriots. This was my upset special of the week. Before I went on vacation, I went and I made mine with Andrew Erickson on the Monday show, and it was the New England Patriots. And shout out to Seth, who was filling in for me last week, who nailed the upset special. Way to go, Seth. See, that's what you do. He's got a better percentage than me because he's batting 1,000 this year, and I've been rough on some of these. But I did hit the Patriots last week. Speaking of the Patriots, you're looking at the Patriots this week. Again, this is a game that has a tough beat for me on it. I don't love this one, but it's the Rams and Patriots. This one's in New England. I desperately want them to not win any more games. Andrew, that's where I'm staying. But what do you think about this contest coming up this weekend in week 11 between the Rams, what you saw or what you didn't see out of them on Monday night, and what you're looking forward to with the New England Patriots going back home, conquering heroes?
I think this game goes over. Over 43.5
Erickson,
points is my bet.
Blink twice if you're okay.
I am okay. I know. There's 2 overs on this show.
He blinked more than twice. Joe, does that mean we need to send we need to go send somebody to make sure everything's all right over there? He blinked more than twice.
I was very much humbled when the Commanders and Steelers game totally just went over 50 points last week, when I felt so confident that game was going to go under. Even though, Terrell, you were at the game, I knew that you were going to make points happen just to make the game that much better. But I'm looking at this particular matchup, and I'm not convinced in any way, shape, or form this Patriots defense is good. Again, they had 9 sacks against the Bears. They had 16 sacks the 9 games before then. This is a bad defense overall. And I get that the Rams did not look great on Monday Night Football, but they're still getting all their pieces back together. They had 2 of their starters come back on the offensive line. I think that those guys are going to get more in sync now that they're back fully into the starting lineup. Sometimes it takes a couple weeks for those guys to get reacclimated to the starting lineup. So I am not phased at all. I'm trying to not overreact to basically what we saw from these 2 teams last week. I still think the Patriots defense is really bad, and I think that the Rams offense is still much better than what they put on tape against the Miami Dolphins. So given that the game is at 43.5 points, it's already a low total. The Patriots are 3-1 towards the over at home this season, averaging 44 points per game. So even if you're just getting an average matchup at Gillette Stadium, this game is going over 43.5 points. I don't think the Patriots defense can stop the Rams. And the one thing that the Rams can do, yes, they can generate pressure. that means you're going to just see a lot of big throws from Drake May making plays with his legs. And that's how the Patriots move the ball offensively. So I think that this game goes over 43.5. That's how I want to enjoy it. The Patriots are going to lose. It's going to be great, but they're going to go over the total and I'll be happy.
All right. The next thing we're all in on. It's also my upset special in the week. So we're just going to talk about it as a group. So everybody's in. I was in on Monday morning. I gave you my monologue about all this, and I'm going to give you the shorter version right now. Patrick Mahomes as an underdog is, how you can put your kids through college typically. Like that's just what it is. Because every single time they do it.
I don't know why they did this. Like why
I don't know why they did it either.
Do they want them to go undefeated? If there was ever a game for them to lose, it was this game right here, and they just took it out the window. They just took it out the window and said nope.
And this is the problem. This is the problem with it right now is because I agree 100% with you, because they are a team where you can nitpick some of the things and say maybe they're the softest undefeated team you've seen. But again, I keep saying all these other things, which is they play defense. Spagnuolo is a terrific defensive coach. Special teams rocks for them. They have a quarterback who finds ways to win, and now he's got a wide receiver that he's starting to get comfortable throwing the football to with Hopkins, right? So we're getting Pacheco back, not this week, but it's coming. So
Juju's coming back. Juju.
Yeah, right. So the Chiefs continue to play good football and find good ways to win football games, and this is a game that is going to be a challenge for them. But just like in the playoffs last year, when Uncle Joey told you every single week, if you're not betting Patrick Mahomes as the underdog, I don't know. I don't know what you've been watching. I don't know how you figured this out. I mean, this is just very simple stuff. And if it fails, it fails. But it hasn't failed me yet in my years of betting. So I'm just going to continue to do this, which is you see Patrick Mahomes as the underdog, you bet the money line, and you just walk away from it. Terrell, I know you've got feelings about this too. Let's hear what you have to say, because you obviously see this one the same way I do.
12-1-1 ATS Patrick Mahomes as a dog. I mean, 12-1-1. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you here. I mean, and then let's just take all of that out of the equation. You're taking Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks all time, and you're putting him up against a defense that is 20th in the league in reception yards per game allowed. They are abysmal against the run, giving up 123.2 rushing yards per game. You have Kareem Hunt. You have a team that can either do two things. They can either protect the football, run the clock out, put a touchdown on the board, and beat you ugly, or Patrick Mahomes can just turn into a madman in the fourth quarter and say, we're not losing this game. It doesn't matter. We're not losing this game. They had every opportunity to lose that game last week, and special teams stuck up for them. Like, you can say what you want. This is an undefeated team that continues to find ways to win. And they just woke up on Monday morning after getting a punt blocked against a division foe for a win, and saw that they were underdogs as an undefeated team. They just want them to go undefeated, and I'm perfectly fine as president of the Patrick Mahomes fan club. Take the points, play the money line, do everything. This is Patrick Mahomes as a dog, and he's going to handle business.
Yep. Erickson, anything to add? I know you and I had this conversation earlier, but anything you want to piggyback on top of what Terrell just said?
No, I mean, I pushed back a little bit on Monday thinking about, maybe this is this. And then I just kind of was like, no, I'm not going to overthink this. I'm going to sleep better at night. I'm going to enjoy Sunday more if I just, I mean, the worst way to enjoy Sunday is just bet against the Chiefs right now. Like that's how you least enjoy your Sunday of football, is just betting against the Chiefs, betting against Patrick Mahomes. If anything, what I would say to you is, if you want to get a better payout, a better number, wait for the Chiefs to be down 10-0. There you go. And then throw money on the money line, because they're going to come back and win the game. So if you're, again, this is a fun game to watch. A live betting opportunity, I think, is going to be here for the Chiefs, especially. It's one of those things where it's like you're like waiting for them to go down 10-0, 7-0, and then you strike on the money line. You're going to get a nice hefty payout. I will say one thing looking ahead. Again, and I'm talking to someone from the president of the Patrick Mahomes Club, for Terrell Furman. I'm having trouble coming to grips with reality where, Joe, obviously, I'm in belief that the Patriots have had the greatest dynasty in NFL football, but if the Chiefs do the two things in this year that the Patriots were not able to do, number one, go undefeated, and number two, three-peat, then that's over. Because those are the two things the Patriots dynasty could not do. They could not three-peat, and they did not go undefeated. And right now, the Chiefs could do both.
I think what's so interesting about the Patriots dynasty is that put that New York Giants thing away, or turn around and I'll show you.
Oh man, you said they couldn't go undefeated, huh? Wow, man, that's crazy.
It certainly makes them neck and neck. What's so interesting about the Patriots dynasty is they had two different legs to it. It had such a long, breath here where you're talking about a 20-year span, basically. And that's ridiculous, especially in the salary cap era. But I think if you wanted to then argue that other side of it and say, well, they did those two things the Patriots didn't do, the three-peat, which is no one's ever done. And I don't think they're going to go undefeated. I'm looking at the schedule and I think there's some trap games in there for them where things are not going to go their way. And I think it's good. I don't think going undefeated is a good thing. I think mentally it wears on everybody. And I don't know if this team, the way it's constructed, is built to handle that load. As good as the quarterback is, as great as the coach is. And so New England have problems with it. But it's certainly in that conversation. And I want to go ahead, and Andrew's approach is a really good one too. We're all betting the Chiefs on the money line, so bet it with us together. If it fails, it fails. That's fine. Let's all, bet the Chiefs also with the points. But also let's take this. Let's take the Cleveland Browns money line that the boys like so much. Let's take the Kansas City Chiefs money line that we like so much. And let's take the Detroit Lions to just win this football game. Just win this football game. That's all they got to do is win. And I'm pretty confident they're going to win at home against Mac Jones. They're minus 950 to just win. Lions, Browns, Chiefs, money line. Wait. This is, hold on. This is the parlay of the week. Chiefs to win, Lions to win, Browns to win. Plus 355. Now, here's what I will say. If you take this same thing and put the Lions to cover their 13 or 13.5, you get this one up to plus 655. So that is also super fun if you want to do one or both. Go ahead, Terrell. What did you want to say?
No, I was just curious what it paid if you didn't have a minus 950 money line in there.
Well, there you go. I see. I knew you. I had it all ready to go.
Because it's a lock, isn't it? It's gonna hit.
I'm just saying it's if you want to take Erickson's over of the 46, if you just want to do what I want to do, which is take the 13.5, you're getting a 6-7.5 territory with that. That's where you're getting.
Yeah.
So I know how Terrell thinks. I was prepared for that question before he even asked that question, because I know where my man thinks, because we've been doing this for a couple of weeks now, a couple of months now, and it's been a good time. So there you have it. That's what week 11 looks like. Download the Betting Pros app. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Betting Pros wherever you get your podcasts. This is not undisputed. This is just the best bets for week 11. We are much more friendly and fun here. Yeah, much more friendly. We like each other a lot more. And we're going to keep doing this all the way through the playoffs. So make sure you're with us here on the YouTube channel. Subscribe, drop your comments below. We got that Mike Evans giveaway still going on here. Lots of fun stuff. So sync your sportsbook, download the app, subscribe to the channel, and hang out with us and enjoy Sunday. It's going to be a wild one. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For Terrell Furman and Andrew Erickson, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Put that Giants medal away.